presenters, welcome guests. So I was evaluating Simon's speech, and in particular I was looking for it to have a good structure and also a really good close in general, being about the topic of mentoring in general. So I'm going to give some points that I liked about the speech, a couple of things for improvement, and then I'm going to look at did Simon close the speech well or not, in my own conclusion to this speech. So what did I like about the speech? I love that there was a real connection with the audience throughout this speech. So for example, he started straight out and he asked a question which immediately drew everyone in to begin with. I also noticed throughout this speech that he used the words we and you quite a lot as well, so it wasn't all I, it was all we, so he was including the audience and getting us to think about how what he was speaking about was relatable to our lives as well. So I'd compliment you, Simon, on bringing the audience in on quite a lot of occasions throughout this speech. I thought this was a very relevant speech to us as well. The principles, even though they were about music, can apply to any aspect of our life, and I thought that they were quite interesting and useful things. So I liked how this wasn't just an informational speech like I tend to give, but it was something that was very relevant to all of our lives as well in general. So I liked that again, how you really included people in this speech, Simon, and it wasn't just a me kind of thing. I thought the language was super clear and very understandable throughout as well. Simon's got a really clear way of speaking, and this just shone through as it always does. And I also liked, for example, there was quite a lot of encouragement as well in this speech about how there are opportunities for us to grow, so many opportunities for us to grow in life, and Simon really pushed this as well. So it was quite an upbeat speech overall, Simon, so I definitely would point that out to everyone as well. How do I think that this speech could potentially have been improved? One thing that I thought was perhaps underdeveloped in this speech was the story of Simon and the piano teacher. He mentioned that he had a piano teacher, and he said a little bit about him or her. I'm not even sure if we knew we got a name or anything like that. So I'd have maybe like one or two more examples of just kind of Simon's kind of journey with his piano teacher, as well as they were teaching him as well. I thought it would have just added a little bit to this speech. So perhaps something just to build on there, Simon, as well. I also thought as well another point for improvement would be to do as I'm trying to do, which is use this side of the stage, the centre, and the right side of the stage as well. I did think there was a little bit of movement here and there, but it was mostly in the centre as well. So Paul had a great example in his stage where he kind of raced across, kind of giving an example of a hare. So maybe just to try use both sides of the stage to speak to the audience on this side and speak to the audience on that side. Just I felt would maybe have improved it as well. The content was very, very good, but maybe just use the stage a little bit more. But in conclusion, I thought that Simon had an excellent closing statement that brought everything really well together, and it wrapped up the speech really well as well. So I definitely felt he hit his target in that regard, and overall it was just a really, really, really solid speech. So congratulations, Simon, Madam Toastmaster.
I'd like to call our second evaluator, Simon, now to come and evaluate our second speaker, Rob.
Being a speaker takes courage, and there cannot be courage without fear. It's been spoken about this evening that doing anything new takes risk and uncertainty and therefore creates fear. And Rob showed us that this evening with his speech, and on a topic that obviously is something you've agonised about, but that we all agonise about, which is our work-life balance. So thank you for being courageous and selfless this evening and sharing with us some of your journey. And what I loved about Rob's delivery this evening is that I think this is the most fluid and coherent speech you've ever delivered. It's crisp from start to finish, it's fluid structure, it was very clear from the outset what it was you were trying to achieve, and it was very nicely flowing all the way through. Points were there, consistent pace, no hesitation. It was very clear that you knew the material of the speech very well. It was a provocative and universal topic. We all worry about this, and I think that's something that drew us for the entirety of the speech. We were all thinking about your message and some of the quite alarming statistics that you shared about UK productivity and how we all could be doing so much more with our lives if we were as efficient as the Germans. And if we built cars as good as them as well. You had a lovely stance, planted in the middle of the stage. Eye contact was piercing, it was all corners of the room. I didn't want to look down and write notes because I felt you'd be glaring at me as I looked up. So the eye contact was excellent. And you have a very warm and gentle and friendly manner, and that draws people in, especially with your storytelling. I think this was very effective. What would I recommend by way of improvement? There are a few things, and this took some consideration because, as I say, this is one of the strongest speeches I've seen you deliver. But I think there's potential for you to hit even greater heights here. A few small things. One, there were a few so's in between points that you were making. There was a lovely pause, and then it was so. You could just cut that so out and let the pause hang. It does everything you need it to do, does the pause. Allows us to absorb your message. So cut out the so's and let that pause do its work. A couple of other things. I'd like to have seen a little bit more contrast with the voice and the location as well as the language. Your language is beautifully crafted, and there's imagery there. You were talking about the desperate situation of pitfalls of overworking, and then this I'm loving it, and the idea of Denmark being so productive and happy. I would have maybe liked to have seen a dark and gloomy UK at this side, and perhaps a happy and productive Denmark over this side. This is something I didn't do. Perhaps this is something you could have done to emphasise the contrast in your speech with your location as well as your language. Reflect your emotions, smile a bit more. It sounds completely different when you smile, when you talk, to when you have a straight face. It changes the sound of your voice. And you were talking about your 4-day work week, and I love it. Show us that you love it, and let that radiate to us. Again, the language was there. Match it with the voice and the facial expression. But overall, this was a stunning speech. Applicable, universal, relevant, something that I was provoked by. I now want to go and find a 4-day work week. I think everybody else does as well. It was a stunning speech. Structure was excellent, brilliantly delivered. Those few small things will see you go from here to I don't know where, but I want to find out. Thank you. I'll hand over to you, Jane. Straight to you. I'll hand them straight to you.
Oh, yeah.
Good. See you later.
Sit down quickly. Fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, especially Paul. I loved listening to Paul tonight because I could see how much he has grown in his direct honesty to everyone, the open way that he was speaking, and how natural he was, which just shows how much his confidence has grown over the last months. He talked to us about safety and security in contrast to protection. He got our attention right from the beginning with questions and with humour, which really draws us in to make us listen to everything that he's going to say.